Well, some of the people who present, and some spring to mind vividly, represent little or no interest in the context. And it's always something which stimulates the panel. And we very quickly encourage them to involve context issues. And by context, it can be, our observations are about the physical buildings around the site. It can also be, by extension, the context of occupation of neighborhoods and how that is either diminished or diminished by virtue of the new project, or it gets engaged with the new project, and you really then have the best of all worlds, which is the engagement of community with new building fabric. When a project, and I'd say about 20% of the projects we see are seriously deficient in context issues. I suspect it's because that's the way they work, which is an appalling reality, I think. And it's one of those conditions that, as I mentioned 5 years ago, was more and more obvious. And the more you ignore context with new buildings, particularly if they're large and influential, you're going to undercut the city and make it incapable of growing properly. The other side of it is where you have projects that are informed by context, and they're just a delight, because all of a sudden the discussion goes from being, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, to this is really interesting, let's work with that, let's develop the conversation further. And you see real growth taking place with those projects. There are a handful of other projects which are definitely on that new level and are solidly that way, and you just applaud their achievement and then work with them, and you just make them that much better. You learn a lot, and you just think that this city has a remarkable future. The trouble is that we see only a percentage of projects that happen in the city, those that are somewhat precedent-setting or have a difficult issue or are difficult cases, and there are so many that occur that either are on the right track and we don't have to worry about because they're compliant and contributing properly to community and public space, the public realm, or they just get by and don't give a damn, and that's a great concern.